Since starting in 2012, Creative Access have helped to launch the careers of hundreds of BAME grads across the country.
Hey, it's Amaretto here from Creative Access and welcome to the day in the life of a BBC radio intern. So I'm at BBC Birmingham in the mailbox here for BBC Asian Network, and today I'm going to talk you through all the wonderful things that make up a day in radio. So going to go from playlist music to music team to talking to our presenter before our show and a bit about the show, and you'll get to see us after the show. So this is Anise next to me, who is the producer today on the show. Can you tell us some of the tasks that we're going to have to do?
Okay, have you done the music for today?
Yeah, so the music's
all
in.
The system?
Yep.
Yeah, the trails?
The trails are in. Tell us what are trails?
Trails, basically cross-promoting the other shows on the network.
So like mini adverts?
Mini adverts, yes. Mainly about the Asian network, sometimes stuff. Pan-BBC stuff as well. Have you done the script?
Yeah, the script is done. So if I swing you around, I'll show
you. The big
you
message and everything in there?
Anisa's computer, and that's what you can see is the script just there. And I'll show you on my screen now. So this is the first thing that we do when we come in. We are given our script, and this is Noreen's script for today. And we take the music and put it over into her running order. So here is each segment. So when all the music's put in, we add it to the script, which is this, and it tells us when and what's happening. And I've just realised I need to change the date. So that's the most important part of the day done, lunch. And that's Noreen in the back, and now we're going into the show. So we've just finished the show. It was a busy show, wasn't it, Noreen?
Very busy today. Technology news, entertainment news, old school hour, lots going on.
Yeah, so up there on that screen, Noreen pointed to it. Up there, that's what we use to connect with all the people that we're talking to through something called an ISDN line and the phone lines. And we're off air now, so I can give you a quick tour of the studio, and that's where Noreen sits on the desk, and she drives all of that. And now I'll show you where I sit. This is where I sit, and this is a lovely screen that I look at, and that, what you see all there, is the music reporting that we do, and over there is where the producer would sit, and yeah, this is it. This is the studio. And another thing that we do in the studio is social media, so this is where it all takes place, and here we go, here's our page, and so anything we have to promote or we're talking about on air, we tweet that and get it all out on social media. How did I discover Creative Access? It's quite a funny story actually, because years ago I sent an email to a writer that I was really interested in, and I was a fan of his books, and then years later I had the pleasure of meeting him and found out that he's actually a trustee for Creative Access. So he introduced me to Creative Access, and he said, you know, what are you doing these days? You should apply, go and apply. So I did, and that's exactly what I did, and landed here. How long was I looking for jobs for my internship? 2.5 years, believe it or not. So I graduated from university, I went to London and I did print journalism placements actually, so very different to broadcast, and then I moved back home and started working in fashion houses. Then once I lost my job there, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, and I went over to community radio. I had a meeting with the station and they were really impressed and they liked what I was doing, because I also ran a blog at the same time, so I was doing a lot of stuff on social media and I was really putting myself out there. And then through that I got my placement, and when it came to applying for this job I think it all really helped me and gave me good stead to apply for the job. What would I like to progress on to after my internship? The ultimate career goal for me is I'd really love to present. But right now, I'm really enjoying time here at the BBC. Someone once told me that it's the biggest university you'll ever go to. So after my internship, I'd like to progress on and see what else I can find in the career ladder at the BBC here. So fingers crossed. What are the skills and training I've received? So I've learned a lot of different skills actually being here, from the technical side to learning how the studio works, how to set up the studio, to editing clips, but also a lot of the small things as well. So how to approach guests, how to chase guests, and networking. That's a really important key skill to have. So what's the best project I've worked on? I'm going to be cheeky and say two. So the first one is getting Satnam Sangera, who is the writer I spoke about earlier, who is the trustee for Creative Access. I actually got him on for an interview on the show that I'm currently working on, which is the Bobby Friction Show. The second thing I'm going to say is the best thing I've worked on, which is doing really, really well, and I'm quite proud of it, is we've got a social media post actually that's doing really well, and we're getting like over 400 likes and shares on our Facebook page for a top 10 list, which is something that lives on social media. I'm really proud that together with the presenter, Bobby Friction, I've been able to create that for the Asian Network. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, a little bit about how I got into my BBC internship and how I got into Creative Access. And if any of you ever want to know how to get into the radio or media in general, because I've had a lot of experience in print and on broadcast, don't be afraid to drop me a line on Twitter. You can follow me at Amaretto's World. And yeah, so I really hope this has been helpful, and if there's any more tips and things that you'd like, please do drop me a line.
To register and apply for roles, log on to creativeaccess.org.uk. You can also keep up with opportunities and updates via Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn.